Hey, I just wanted to quickly demonstrate using Pete Gates' uh, PGPTSession for ADR Cueing, and just kind of showing and demonstrating how I'm going about using the software alongside with Pro Tools and some of the things that I am queuing. So just kind of just quickly taking a glance over some of the work that I've already done. I actually have a session already set up with everything in it. Not really much more than that. So let's get into it. So I already started spotting some ADR that we'll be needing throughout the film. I got my tracks here that are labeled ADR 1 through 8, and then each of these tracks are character specific, and what I'm doing is updating clip names with the line that I'm looking to ADR, and that's kind of what Pete Gates uses to register that information, populates these exports in PDFs and Excel sheets that it'll spit out at you for sending out to various studios and stages. Um, and then uses some type of hex coding, I believe, to create other metadata that's very useful for generating these reports. But how I'm going about creating these scenes is I'll find a line that, I'm thinking might need some sort of ADR. I go over it, and then I'll blow this up real quick, and then I'll do Command Option G to create a clip group, and then I'll type in the phrase of whatever that is. For example, hi, my name is Andrew, and that would be the line that will need to be re-recorded. But I don't need that, so pull away from there. And then let me open up Pete Gates. So this is the application I'm using to generate these reports for ADR. Not much here to, as in a manual to really learn the software. It's kind of figure this out as you go, spend time with it, but it's a very powerful tool that is also free. So I do highly recommend getting this software just because it's free and very purposeful once you figure out all the different parameters that can be adjusted. Um, one sec here, just got distracted. Anyways, software here for Pete Gates. It's very powerful, lots of different features that allows you to generate a header for each sheet and document that you create. Allows you to go in and adjust your cues, as well as creating scene lists. and being able to adjust other metadata parameters such as stating reasons, um, updating the clip name, so the ADR cue or the line that you're looking to adjust. Can add notes, flag it, add scene information, and then any other custom information that you want to add, and then you can set the priority state of each of those cues. Um, and then has a few check mark options here as well for queuing up ADR. But two of the big things to look at is the reasons list here of why you're going into ADR queuing. When I mentioned about the hex, this R1 will generate in the text name. So if I say, hey, my name is Andrew, you can see here, this will label a new clip or clip group with exactly this text after I say set clip text. And this will adjust whatever that clip is that's currently being adjusted within Pro Tools. And I'll definitely go more into this as I show it here. This is just a quick overview. But yeah, a lot of these parameters right here I'm using in order to jump around between each clip group that I am creating and adjusting for my ADR cues. And when I go on the cue clips, you'll see I'll be able to see the time code in and out time, and I'll be able to set the character, actor, and then create the ADR tag. And then for whatever amount of cues and lines that there are will be listed here. And then yeah, we can see real versions, cuts, episodes, all very useful information. I always use store as default if I know I'm going to be the supervisor for the show that I'm working on. So I'm doing that. And then I guess I can quickly show a report. So here's what the summary looks like. So you can see we got 5 different actors. We can have the code for each of those characters that will be queued. We get the actor's name as well as how many lines that will be recorded and rough time that is set right here by default minutes per cue that you think an actor will take when you first open up the application, as you might have seen. The default's 5 minutes as you load in. And then here's the header information that can be populated, and then again here's the queuing information that will get populated as well, and this is just one of the reports that gets generated. Then a little fun thing is you can add your own personalization onto these sheets, and that's done within the preferences here, and then under branding, and then you can set your own information here in case someone needs to contact you for these cues. All very useful information. There's actually more stuff here. You can choose what kind of stuff's going to be exported. Right now I have all the music stuff unchecked because I don't necessarily need that. Mostly focus on ADR. And I'm just seeing if there's anything else here that's useful. Some of these other parameters are useful. Load muted clips in case you had something muted. It will still come in as a generated line. That's nice. You can make custom reasons just like you saw in the Pro Tools remote option. And now you can fill these in with your own parameters, or you can just restore everything back to the default how they were. I like using the default just because it's all pretty much what I need for the time being. Can filter different parameters, choosing what text appears in the reports, choosing to hide that information, and generating streamers and such for MIDI. And yeah, again, back to the branding stuff. All very useful stuff, lots of stuff to do in here. It's all great. But let me actually load, which one am I in? Reel 6 here. So let me actually demonstrate something I already started. I'm actually coming back in and making some corrections on this stuff here. Just wanted to give a demonstration of what I'm working on and looking at. What's nice that also every time you create one of these exports, it will also create a backup file for you if you choose so to export that information. What I've been doing again is I have the music folder unchecked as well as the MIDI information because I don't need any of that for my exports of what I'm personally working on. But when I originally exported this, I had that option checked, so that's why I have these two folders here. And then we will gonna open that up this way. Could have actually, I think it allowed me to drag and drop. Cool, yeah, allows you to drag and drop. You can drag and drop the JSON file or your Pro Tools session. The JSON file is exported from here. You can actually create a backup file right with this button, and it'll create another JSON file for you. Very useful to have that backup, but again, you can also generate everything out from Pro Tools. And we're gonna go over here me re-exporting all this information because, like I said, I have to make some corrections here as I'm working on this reel that I'm dealing with. And what I'm updating is I'm missing reason information and sync information for each of these cues, and might be missing a few lines. But overall, I just wanted to give a quick demonstration of everything here. So with that being said, let's actually start poking around and just kind of demonstrating the power of this application. So going into queuing clips, you can now see from having Harrison selected here, you can see that there are 3 lines that are queued up, and you can see here it tells me clips 3, Harrison, actor name, ADR tag, as well as how many lines that need to be recorded. And then once you open up the cues and clips, you'll see the individual text, and all this information is generated from the Pro Tools clip group that we name. But I said though that reason that hex information isn't in here, and I didn't have that selected, so we're going back in and updating this. And while I was just talking about this, I just noticed there is an error here where I have a duplicate line. It's probably working very late at night, and my copy and paste didn't apply, so we'll have to make an adjustment to this line as well. But we'll figure that out here in just a short moment. But yeah, every time you try importing a new file, your header information does reset, so that's just an FYI. You'll have to re-enter in and all that. And then you'll probably also have to re-enter in your character names, but all that stuff's fairly easy and goes quick. And again, you'll see a lot of that here for what I am currently working on. So let's start doing exactly what I just mentioned, is updating the Pro Tools remote. So let's go here and grab this and set my boards. I just updated, as you saw here, I selected my Pro Tools track. which will allow me to jump between each of the clip groups using these parameters down here and then being able to start updating lines. And then I am going to also choose scene locate, and as you saw there, it jumped straight to that area that I need to be in for the line. And as you can see here, my cursor in Pro Tools is right at that marker that I've created and clip group. So for me to update and pull that information down, all I do is say get first clip. And there we go, no slaves, employees. And I do not think I have audio being generated out at the moment to channel, but that's okay. There we go, and I just listen back to make sure that what I have selected is correct. So this is the correct line. What's happening here for this is I've been asked to update the performance for this actor, so we're going to choose to ADR these lines. So I'm going to choose performance, and it is let me double check if it's sync line. Okay, so it is a no sync line or non-sync. And then, so now you can see down here, so it's going to update that clip with this information, and then R6, which be the performance information. Then that's all said and done. Then we go to set clip, text, and get next. And this will now move down the line to the next clip. And as you can see, now it's running this one.
Once a team, he puts people in good positions.
Okay, so perfect. This is the line we need. And again, same deal for here is performance based. Decisions for us to choose to ADR that, and then it's not sync again, and then all that information's added right there. Cool, and then this is the line that was duplicated, so let me double check what's going on here. And I probably have this marker set with that information. I do, so that's one thing, that's great. So now I have that information already saved, and what I'm going to do is update that entire clip here and get rid of this, and then choose R6, and again, non-sync. Perfect. That looks good. And that's the 3 lines already updated there. It's great. So as you see, the adjustments haven't been made here because it's still registering a old text file that was where all this information is being pulled from. So I'm going to have to re-import to update all this information. But right now what we're doing is applying these reasons and different states, notes, and whatnot to the clip, so that way it's stored in the Pro Tools session, so when I pull it back out, it's there and ready to go. So this one's done. We then now just move down the line. Now we're into the next actor, and as you can see here, I can press these arrow keys to jump around between different people, and then again just click that locate button, and now we're moving into the next set of cues, and then I'm selecting down the next list here of the lines we have. So the next one is let's go, and then I'll again go get first clip, and there it is, and there it is, just heard it play back. I think this is non-sync, if I remember right. Yeah, this is non-sync as well, so put that information in there. And we're choosing this one because it's off mic, and then applying that information and getting the next one. Then
All of it.
next line is all of it. Again, the same deal, off mic. And let me look at the Pro Tools.
All of it.
Yeah, so it's non-sync as well. And then going down the line here. And this one, I believe, is sync. Yeah, it is. So marking that this is sync, and then same deal, it's off mic. And then your body will reject that first.
Your body will want to reject that first. Unacceptable.
And one more
Your
time.
body will want to reject that first. Unacceptable.
So that's also off mic. So we're choosing that. And then non-sync. And then updating the clip here. And we got 9 total for this. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, so again, sync. And off mic again. Lots of that in this film. So beautiful. Again, off mic. There's also noise. You can have multiple selections. I'm just trying to keep it to one, but there's a generator in the background, so I technically could do that as well. But yeah, mainly just using this for the moment as off mic because that is the main reason it's chosen, not necessarily a generator. I could have chose clean up the generator, but since the level of voice was not anywhere near a mic and the voice was low level and there's the generator noise in the background, there's multiple reasons here why I would or multiple choices I would choose for ADR in this, but the main thing is having a good signal to noise ratio, which this clip did not, and that's due to the off mic thing, so I want that necessarily be the main reason. So this is a sync line, and off mic, good, set clip, get next, I am me, that is sync, cool, and again, off mic, low level is all that again, and that's good to go, I am you, yep, so that is also off mic, and we are noting that it needs sync. I believe this is also sync.
It's the lake of fire.
I've cleaned that up pretty good. There's 2 things here, I believe. This was a performance one, if I recall right. that we wanted to update there. I did clean that up fairly well, but this was also off mic. It was actually both. For this one, I'll choose both those, but it is sync. And you can see there's a max character count, and the max character count's actually about how many characters Clip can have in Pro Tools, not actually about PKs necessarily. Cool, that was the last one. So we're done with that. Then we're moving on to the next. And again, locate in the scene. And where are we? Down to the next. Oh, we're over there. Okay. And again, get first clip. Grunts of pain. So this is kind of like some wild stuff, but it is sync for the action that's happening. And a lot of this was two things: noise and off mic yet again. And it is in sync. So set that. Stress breathing. Yeah, so we want, that was off mic. It's not the worst, but it was selected for ADR. And it's also because of the noise that's in the background for that. And of course it's another sync cue. Constant stress of breathing. I believe it's the same deal.
Now you're gonna have to keep an eye on her.
Doing that. Noise. Sync. Set clip. Get next. And why is that there? Update that. Fat fingered that. More stress breathing and noise yet again. And how many? 5 total. Yeah, cool. Sync. But let's double check it before I.
You're all trying to fuck her. Leave me.
Yeah, and sorry for the language. Exhale, relief, and that was, yeah, all the same, off mic, and noise, and sync. And that's good for that one. Cool. Looks like we only got one more to do. Peripheral gas press. Okay. Locate in the scene and jump down to the next. Get first. Fuck. I shouldn't have done that. Need to listen to it first.
I've seen the lake of fire, and souls and was screaming out in agony, ecstasy, celebration.
Yeah, so some of those breaths were cut out due to noise problems, distortion, lavalier being bumped and stuff like that. So that's why we need filler there. So this is strictly a noise thing that needs to get corrected. And also, I guess, part sound edit too. Cool. So that makes everything updated now. Um, so now it's about bringing everything back in and getting these lists populated. So for me to do that, Pro Tools now has all this stuff populated back in the session. So now that I'm in Pro Tools, you can see that I have these tags at the end of each clip, which that means the PGPTSession did its job of updating all these clips for me. So that's great. And now we just need to export everything. So I'm selecting those tracks. I have a D command here in front of me, a board that I'm using to select all those. There's two ways you can go about this. I usually generate the text file instead of drag dropping the Pro Tools session in it, because then all these other tracks I got in here will populate. And then I just uncheck all that, select tracks only. Don't need crossfade, so I stop that. Export this, and we already have the area where I need to save it to selected. Or I thought I did. That should have asked me to overwrite that, but we will open up PGates again and see about that here. So it should be this document. Yep, cool. So here's just 4 lines. I gotta update all this based on character information. And what I do, since I'm making corrections here, I'm going to be opening up some data here from my previous export. And now I have who I called right there. And this is fairly easy at this point. It's labeling, and then just getting all the metadata that we need entered in and making sure I'm spelling things correctly. And continue down the line. Cool. MAR. Nice. Almost done here. And then lastly, Shelly. Excuse me. An ADR tag will be she. Oops. Figured. Cool. And now you can see that I have the character information here, the actor information populated, the ADR tag, the number of clips each actor has. And then we need to actually make sure these are checked, so that way they're going to the export documents. Then just coming back over here to update the header information for the documents. It's nice to have that information entered. People get busy, things get updated. Oops. Things get updated. Good. That's all good. Good. 2, yep, good. Let me just double check that. Yep, version 2. Okay. Yeah, that looks all good. Now, just real quick, double check and make sure that stuff's here. It is. Cool. Yeah. Now we go to export. I'm going to delete the old documents because we're updating. Close that. Open that. There's the export. And now if I go to Finder, go to location. Cool. Yeah. So here's the JSON, the backup file for the PGPTSession, various Excel documents for everything. We got everything grouped by individual character, so we can pull up that and see the one line that she has. That's looking good. And then we can see the master. And well, I just noticed something. So my information for a reason and my notes aren't in here. Probably because I pulled open the wrong text file. So that was probably my mistake. So we're going to have to back up a little bit. Go to session info texts. I could also double check where I saved everything, but it's fine. Not a big deal. It's just as you'll see here, I'll have to re-enter this information yet again. It is what it is. That's all I got to say to that. Interesting. Oh, and it's saving it in the wrong reel. Okay. I see what happened. I'm gonna actually go and grab that. Then we can delete that one. I accidentally saved it here. And there it is. Cool. Now we go back to Gates. We're going to open that, and now we'll have that. And as you see, all my information reset. A little annoying, it doesn't actively update. I could label these tracks, that way I know which one's which. That would help, yes. But this works too for me. It just takes a little extra brain power. Cool. And again, same thing. Here's let's move this window over so I can see a little more. And I could, do this too. Make it go by a little faster since I have the information up. Grab this, copy, paste. Paste, and then WIL. And then MAR. As you can see, it's not terrible how I'm doing it right now. Yeah, it's an extra step. That's all. recheck all these and update the information for the header again. And the rest of that is good. Cool. And now, again, get rid of that. Right. Now, should have the correct information in here. And there it is. So here's my data information with the reasons, sync information for the notes. Got it all in here now. It's cool. That is PGPTSession for you, and how I generate each of these documents. To go over the documents that generates, it gives you exports for character order, time code order, complete summary breakdown, and then the Excel versions of that, text versions of that, and you can choose to export each of these individually if you want, all of it if you want, based on whatever requirements you need, I should say, for whoever you're delivering this information to. You can go in here, adjust your export information, what you prefer, your layouts, all very nice. Lots of different detail in here for cleaning up your exports. But thanks for watching.